Welcome to LeBears Park for this Quebec Bantam Football League game between the Lakeshore Cougars and the Chateauguay Raiders. Raiders wearing their dark.
Here we go.
The Cougars will receive, so the Cougars are in the dark jerseys. Going right to left here to start. The ball's kicked off. And the Cougars come back. Big hit away from the play and the ball is knocked out of bounds. This Cougars team, by the way, a powerhouse. Coming into the record 3-0. So they have been a very formidable team through 3 games. Raiders coming off of a tough 28-7 loss against LaSalle. Big-time rival there, the Warriors. And so the Cougars will take over. Raiders in the white.
Your hair grew.
Here, this way you can just look at Lakeshore, and this is Raiders.
So here we go with the Cougars starting off. Brandon Bordeaux for Baby Blue Memories. Thank you very much for joining us here on this Friday evening at LeBears Park. Now they drop back. It's a handoff and a big hit. And not much of a gain, if anything. So a good early stand by the Raiders defensively.
Yeah, good day.
It'll be second down. And a very minimal gain of anything on the ground there. Played 4 12-minute quarters. Number of Ganawagi on the squad. Tylen Daibo wearing 65. As we have it second down. Score clock not really working that well. Now here's the snap. The throw is incomplete. And it'll be third now for LaSalle, or sorry, for Lakeshore.
Kate, are you coming?
Third down for the Cougars. 10:45 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. No score at LeBears Park. The Cougars lining up. Third and long situation for Lakeshore. Raiders need to pass this first big test. If they can get past this first big test, it could really help them out, I think, in the long run. It's a handoff. Oh, no, sorry, they throw it wide open down the field, and they got it. And the Cougars get across midfield, a huge gain. 33 yards in the air. And Lakeshore makes it all the way downfield. Well, if you're the Raiders, you survive. You got to survive this initial situation, I think. Anytime you got a team as good as Lakeshore is, you really need to avoid giving this team any momentum, and they don't need it. They got a plus 102 point differential through 3 games. It's the big game of the season up to this point, I'd say, for Chateauguay. There's a handoff, and not much gained on the ground there, about 2 yards, making it 2nd and 8 for the Cougars. Oh, it's a 5-yard pickup, sorry, so 2nd and 5. Those little 5-yard gains on first down, though, are going to add up. The Raiders are going to have to make their adjustments. 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. The quarterback drops back. Now he rolls to his right, and he's got some opening. He throws it down the field. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Third down.
See if the Raiders defense could step it up here. They've faced a 3rd and 8 situation before. Now they've got a 3rd and 5.
No, really
Here we go. It's a handoff inside, and there's a huge hit laid by number 9, Lucas Aravena Godoy, making the tackle. And unfortunately, the Raiders couldn't make the tackle behind the first down line, so the Cougars' drive will continue. Cougars starting now at the Chateauguay 50. So that's 2 straight third down conversions of over 5 yards, which the Cougars have been able to get. The first one, of course, a 30-plus yard completion. 8 minutes ago, no score. Quarterback drops back. He's got time, airs it out down the field. It is completed. A first down, 27-yard pickup. And the Cougars' assault here on this initial drive continues as they back the Raiders up into their own, near the red zone, at the 22-yard, and the 22-yard line of Chateauguay.
If I put this on my head, I'll just die.
Ball snapped. It's a handoff. They get inside the 20 down to about the 15, and they're not able to make the tackle, but finally they do after about 6 yards were picked up. So it'll be 2nd and 4 at about the Chateauguay 15.
Second and 4.
Raiders need to make a big stand here defensively as the Raiders are backed up into the red zone. And this team, we mentioned Lakeshore, plus 102 point differential for 3 games coming in. 2nd down and 4. See if the Raiders can step up here defensively. Their last game, a 28-7 loss against the rival LaSalle Warriors, who are 2-1. Now there's a fake handoff. Quarterback rolls to his left, makes the throw, and it's incomplete. And once again, the Raiders will face a 3rd down situation defensively. The Cougars were able to pass the first 2 third down tests, but now it's time for Chateauguay to make a stand defensively. Will the 3rd time be a charm? Or even worse, will it be 3 strikes, you're out? We're about to find out. Raiders in the white with black trim playing left to right. Honestly, saying Chateauguay Raiders sounds about right. Las Vegas Raiders, not so much. I still can't get used to that. 3rd and 4. Inside the Chateauguay red zone. There's a snap. It's handed off, and there's a hole on the left side. Cutting back and getting 1st down yardage, I believe. And we've got a flag thrown.
Yards are gained. 1st down.
1st down, but we're waiting for the penalty. Okay, so add the yards to the end of the run, it looks like. And the Raiders are going to face a personal foul against Chateauguay.
Unnecessary roughness by the Raiders.
So the result of the play means that Lakeshore has 1st down and goal from the Chateauguay, basically half-yard line. This is a big-time stand as the Raiders are stacked up against their own goal line. 5:40 and counting left in the first quarter, no score. Now the quarterback rolls to his right, throws back.
I have it all day long, man. I have it all day long.
And it's incomplete, so 2nd down coming up for Lakeshore. 5:31 to go here in the first quarter. Well, that's the first test. See if the Raiders can pass another test here. 5:17 and counting left in the first quarter. Lakeshore has driven the ball about 90 yards to get to this point. There's a snap. Rolling to his right. This quarterback has great mobility. Coming back, throwing to his left. It is caught. Touchdown, Lakeshore. What a catch and a great throw. Quarterback throwing off his wrong foot, flowing to his left and then throwing it against the grain, and it is a touchdown Cougars, and Lakeshore has scored just a little over 7 minutes into this contest. And it's 6-0. And we'll see if the Raiders can get this one back on offense after the extra point attempt here for Lakeshore. We thank you very much for joining us here under the Friday Night Lights at LeBear's Park, and that one splits the upright. 7-0 Lakeshore, leading Chateauguay with 4:54 remaining in the first quarter. Thank you very much for joining us here on Baby Blue Memories. If you're just tuning into us for the very first time, please like and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscriptions and nearly at the halfway point of that milestone. 7-0 Lakeshore leading the Raiders, and now Chateauguay set to receive. Back deep to receive is Tuta's Cross, number 12. As well as number 19, Metis Durdivage.
Number 10, Valentine, kicks it in between the uprights for the extra point.
So Valentine, the kicker for Lakeshore, will kick off, and the Raiders will have their first try on offense. As we mentioned, Tuta's Cross and Durdivage back to receive here for the Raiders. 4:54 to go. First quarter, 7-0 lead for the Cougars, and this one's put in the air. Cross backing up and catching it at his own 15. Cross waits for help, gets around one tackle, splits a second, and look at him still going. And look at Cross, gained an extra 10 yards after the initial tackle, getting all the way to his own 40. 7-0, but the Raiders have the ball in good position to start this possession. That's not a tongue twister or anything. 4:41 and counting remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Lakeshore. And now let's take a look at the Raiders personnel. Up there is Charlie DeVita, number 91. Cross figures to be prominent for the Raiders. And as you've seen by that kick return, it's no surprise why someone of that caliber would not be featured. Durdivage will also be there. 4:38 and counting here in the first quarter. 7-0 lead for the Cougars against the Chateauguay Raiders. Cross in the backfield. There's a fake hand, there's a handoff, and that went about 2, 3, 4 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, sorry, so 2nd and 4 now for the Raiders. Tristan Sears, under center for Chateauguay. There you see him wearing number 11. Sears handed it off, and the Raiders punching forward, get across the 50, and I think that should be good enough for a first down. First down, Raiders. 3:30 to go, first quarter. 7-0 lead As the Chateauguay crowd here starting to make some noise. Sears, the quarterback, talking with one of his wideouts on the left side of the field. Raiders have 3 wide. Sears drops back, makes a quick slant throw over the head of the intended receiver, and we've got a flag down with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. The referees will gather together, and it's on Lakeshore by the looks of things. Roughing the passer, that's a 15-yard penalty. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down attached as a lovely bonus. And the Raiders, after giving up a 90-yard drive on the opening possession, have bounced back here with some swagger. And now they have the ball at their own at the 45 of the Cougars. Now it's important for Chateauguay to try and finish off the drive. At least try to get some points to keep up with this powerhouse squad. $7-0 lead. Raiders lined up in an I. Sears hands it off. Cross gets to the outside. Cross. Still on his feet. Tuta's cross. Tuta's cross. Down. What a run by 12 in white. A huge pickup and a first down, Chateauguay. Tuta's cross with his second big play of this first quarter. It's a
First down for the Raiders.
It's a first down. And it looks like maybe even a first and goal situation here for Chateauguay. So they've come a long way on this drive, but those last 10 yards may be the most difficult to get. 7-0 lead for the Cougars, but the Raiders are driving right back at Lakeshore. Sears hands it off. Touchdown! Raiders! Xavier Doyle, number 30, takes it up the gut and finishes it off. And what a drive by Chateauguay. After scoring only 7 points on the road at LaSalle last week, if they could split the uprights here, would have already equaled that amount in the first quarter. Here's the kick. Splits the uprights. And the Raiders have tied the score at 7-7 with 1:46 to go in the first quarter. Wow, what a bounce back. What a bounce back. Wow. And Chateauguay just said, we're not taking this one lightly. They got punched in the mouth on that first possession by a powerful offense and come right back down the field, highlighted by a kick return by Tuta's cross and then a 30-plus yard pickup on the ground, tying the score up 7-7 as we play just a little over 10 minutes here at LeBears Park. 1:46 to go in the first quarter. 4 12-minute quarters, that's the rule of the Quebec Bantam Football League. Chateauguay 1-1, coming off of a 3-touchdown loss last week at LaSalle. But that offense looked a lot better on that first possession than they did last week.
Number 19, Mrs. Diggers, kicks it in between the uprights for the extra point, tying the game, 7-all.
Xavier Doyon with the run up the gut to finish off the drive. Raiders doing a lot of damage on the ground. As we have a bit of a delay as an extra ball was thrown onto the field. 7-7. And here's the kick.
Let's go!
And a good kick, which will force LaSalle to back up. Picked up by the Cougars. Now they return it up the left side. And the Raiders force him out.
Cougars first down from intersect.
It'll be first down for Lakeshore. This, of course, the second half of a doubleheader, two-sport doubleheader, in fact. Congratulations to the yellow Adam B. Warhawks, who won by a score of 8-6 against the Burgundy team. This, of course, the second game, and I guess you could say, quote-unquote, the main event of the evening. Will Michael Buffer sue me for that? Or no, that's just, are you ready to, you know what? That's the trademark. As Lakeshore picks it up. There's a run up the gut, flag down. And this one is going to be downed at about the 50. It is holding, so this one's coming back. It'll be first and 20 now for Lakeshore. Holding against the offense. So Lakeshore will have to come back. It'll be first and 20 with 1:11 to go. We've seen Lakeshore do a lot of damage with through the air, and of course the Raiders ground and pounding their will against that Lakeshore defense. It'll be first and 20 as we get into the final minute of the first. And here's a handoff to the left side as we're in the final minute. Back to the original line of scrimmage. A good pickup there by Lakeshore. Caitlin Donnelly on the tackle, number 20. Second and 7 even, so a pickup of 13 on the ground. And now we've got a whistle and a timeout. Injury timeout. We have a player down on the field. And it's one of the Raiders. So we'll take a quick pause for the cause. 7-7 our score. Quebec Bantam Football League action. Chateauguay Raiders, Lakeshore Cougars. You're watching Baby Blue Memories. Here we go. Cougars come back. There's a hole up the middle. And I believe that'll be good enough for a first down. The chains move and Lakeshore gets a first down. 21.8 remaining. It's a 9-yard pickup on the ground. So the last two runs that Lakeshore has had, they've gotten 22 yards. And once again, right up the gut, close to another first, are the Cougars. Second and 2. This will be the final play of the first quarter. There's a handoff inside, and the Raiders make the tackle, and they are short, it looks like.
Yards are gained, first down.
Yeah, sorry, they got it. So it's first down, and that was the final play of a very entertaining first quarter. Chateauguay Raiders 7, Lakeshore Cougars 7. Second down. So as we start this second quarter, Lakeshore attacking and throwing it downfield. Incomplete.
Second down.
And it'll be second and 10 now for Lakeshore. Good coverage in the secondary by Duty Vaj, number 19. Second and 10.
Go defense!
Lakeshore at the Chateauguay 48. Very passionate crowd here under the Friday night lights of LeBears Park in Chateauguay.
Let's go Raiders! Let's go Raiders!
Here we go. Now the quarterback option. He takes off and he's got some running room down the sideline. And he's still going on his feet and into the end zone for a Lakeshore touchdown.
Touchdown, Cougars!
Wow, a 49-yard scamper by the quarterback. And the Cougars retake the lead. (13-7) advantage Cougars, and the Raiders offense will have to go back to work. Here's the kick, and that splits the uprights.
And the kick is good.
And it's 14-7 Lakeshore. And now it's time for Chateauguay to get back into the offense. Tuta's cross on that last possession. 1 carry, 32 yards.
Glenn Valentine.
Glenn Valentine splitting the upright with the kick. And now we'll see the Raiders offense go back to work here with 10:53 to go in the second quarter. 14-7. There's the Cougars kicking off from the 50. Cross and Dirty Vaj back to receive for Chateauguay. A 49-yard quarterback scramble results in the second touchdown of the evening for Lakeshore. And the Cougars kicking off. It's a squib kick. Takes a funny hop. And now here comes Cross. Not able to get much further there than he was on the initial drive. And the Raiders will now start the ball.
First down, 1 minute left.
And Chateauguay will start from their own 35-yard line. 10:46 to go, second quarter. 14-7 the score. So we'll see what Sears and company could do on this offensive possession. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sears go for a throw here. They've been pounding them with the ground. Why not try to hit them with a little bit of an element of surprise? And we've got a whistle and a bit of a delay here before this second Raiders possession can begin. Here we go. Sears drops back, and it's incomplete. Second down. They tried a quick little 5-yard slant pass, but unfortunately it was dropped. Second down, Raiders. $10:20 and counting remaining in this first half. Sears with the handoff, and they are going to get to the running back behind the line of scrimmage. What a blitz. It's a 4-yard loss. which makes it 3rd and 14. Yeah, there was absolutely no room there for Cross to get through. I know he's broken a couple of tackles, but when you have the whole kitchen sink coming at you, it's very hard to dodge all of them at once. 3rd and 14. Sears throwing down the field, and it's incomplete. And it's 4th down, and the Raiders will be forced to punt. Well, after Lakeshore got hit in the mouth on that last defensive possession, a very impressive 3-and-out forced by the defense, which will result in a Raiders kick. Here's the punt. And it's picked up off the hop by Lakeshore. And there's some room down the sideline. And finally the tackle is made and a flag down. This might be a roughing or a hit, a late hit. Maybe a personal foul. We're gonna have to wait for the official. 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And it looks like they're coming back. I think it might be a hold against Lakeshore. Oh yeah, it is coming back all the way to the 45.
Holding.
It is holding.
Objectionable conduct from the bench of the Cougars. Timeout called by the Raiders.
And we have a timeout taken by Chateauguay with 9:04 to go in the second quarter. Our score is Lakeshore 14, Chateauguay Raiders 7. $14-7. So Lakeshore will start from their own 44.
Cougars first and 10, Clemens.
See if the defense here for Chateauguay can get a stop. There's a throw, and it's caught, and the Raiders are swarming. Not much of a pickup, maybe 6. Second down. Back to the line of scrimmage is where the Cougars got. So we'll see if the Raiders can hold the fort for another 2 downs. There was a timeout on the last play called by Chateauguay. That was the first charge timeout of this first half. 8:35 remaining here in the second quarter.
Objectionable conduct against the bench of the Raiders.
And now we've got a penalty against the Raiders, which is going to be an automatic first down Cougars. Referees have given an obstructional conduct penalty against both these two teams now, letting the coaches from both teams know, like, hey, take it easy. So both teams have felt 15-yard wraths courtesy of the referees for obstructional conduct. Does not feel like a technically still summer evening here in Chateauguay. Dropping down to a low of 6 degrees tonight. But hopefully we're turning on the heat for you this evening. This hotly contested affair here at Chateauguay. 14-7 lead for the Cougars. First down for the Cougars. And there's a handoff inside. And their halfback just overpowering that front of the Raiders.
Second and 5.
5-yard pickup. But sooner or later, these little gains will add up. $7:50 remaining. Here we go. Raiders got to start getting more penetration from their front. Now we got a whistle, and this is probably a false start, which would put the Cougars back another 5, unless there was movement on the Raiders line to start. It's an encroachment on the Raiders. 5 yards. And that leads to the first down. You don't need to be helping a juggernaut. 7:35 to go here in the second quarter. And there's a handoff. Good tackle. Second down after a 4-yard pickup.
3 yards to go.
Oh, sorry, it was a 7-yard pickup. It'll make it 2nd and 3 after that 7-yard gain on the ground by Lakeshore.
Oh no, that's right.
The ball was botched on the snap. And the Cougars are going to get a first down. Wow.
Yards are gained. First down.
First down, Lakeshore. We talked so much about how impressive the Raiders were on that first drive, running the ball down the Lakeshore throats, and now it's reverse. The Raiders defense is getting run over by Lakeshore. You have an injury. So with 6:45 to go here in the second quarter, the Raiders down by a score of 14-7. But the injured Raider is going back to the sideline. It's number 65, Tylan Daibo. One of the physical defensive presences on the Raiders. But Lakeshore is attacking. You see 6:27 and counting remaining here in the second quarter. There's a handoff. And they down him. And it's a first down, 1st and goal now for Lakeshore. This has been an incredible drive by Lakeshore. Obviously helped out by that 15-yard obstructional conduct penalty against the Raiders bench. 1st and goal, Lakeshore. Trying to make this a 2-possession game. There's a snap. The handoff. And the throw. Incomplete. Second down.
Second down.
So 2nd and goal now for the Cougars. The first The first order of business is taken care of by this defense. They just got to go through two more. So there's a snap. And some open field and a touchdown, Lakeshore, and that'll put them up 20-7.
Touchdown, Cougars.
And the powerhouse Cougars continuing to show you why they are 3-0 in this league. So now the time for the PAT.
Michael looking. Yeah, he goes to my house and it's like on my knees. I look at the
There's the kick. Splits the uprights. 21-7 Lakeshore. And now the Raiders will have to go back to work on offense after a 3-and-out in their last possession.
Touchdown for the Cougars.
Nicolas Levesque with the touchdown run, and Glenn Valentine with the point after, making it a two-score game now, 21-7 Lakeshore. .5:23 to go in the first half. And it's a onside kick. And it's a rugby scrum for possession. And Lakeshore, it looks like. Lakeshore has the ball. The offside kick. Onside kick, sorry, works to perfection. Wow. And now the Raiders defense will be tasked ahead. And now there's a flag on the play at the end of it. Flag picked up.
Obstructional conduct against the Cougars.
Oh, obstructional conduct against the Cougars. So that'll back them up. Flag down. Oh, sorry, it was picked up. So the Raiders have to play defense once again. And the Cougars in good position starting on their own 50. Now they're taking a shot down the field. Incomplete. Second down.
Second down. There's a mistake.
Well, if the Raiders want to have a chance in this, they're going to have to come up with a huge stop here and score points on what would assumably be the final possession of the first half. That's exactly what they need. Their defense is exhausted right now. We just seen Daibo come out of the game, 65, but he's back in there. Second down and 10 from the Lakeshore 50. Cougars in possession of the ball. There's the snap. Now there's a handoff to the left side. And now there's a little bit of running room. They throw it down the field. Incomplete. Third down and 10.
Third down. What's the mistake?
Well, we've seen the Raiders have some trouble with the mobile quarterback, which Lakeshore has. On that play, they shut down all those running lanes, and then the defense with a good stand by the secondary to prevent a big pickup through the air, and it's 3rd and 10. Third and long, Lakeshore. We see them on that first possession convert 2 third and longs. 3 third and longs, actually, including the touchdown. But the Raiders have forced a third down here, hoping to dodge one last attempt by the Cougars after an onside kick recovery. Now there's some room up the left side. Down the field. Incomplete, right through the hands of the receiver. And it's 4th down.
Incomplete pass. 4th down. 10 minutes.
That is a huge, huge stand for the Raiders. But knowing Lakeshore and having tried that onside kick which caught the Raiders napping, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cougars went for it here. Even though I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, you have a 2-touchdown game, and the last time your defense was on the field, you forced a 3 and out. You still have your timeouts. As one of the Raiders are cramping up.
Timeout called by the Cougars.
And the Cougars have just used the timeout. And now limping back to the sideline is Samuel Brideau, number 55. The Cougars have taken a timeout probably to discuss what they're going to do here. Thank you for joining us here on Baby Blue Memories. Friday Night Lights. We're under the Friday Night Lights at LeBears Park in Chateauguay. Lakeshore on their own 50-yard line after recovering an onside kick, but they have failed to move the ball 1 yard on this drive. It's 4th and 10. And with that daring attempt of an onside kick recovery, I don't know how surprised I'd be if Lakeshore went for it. Their offense has had pretty good success up until this drive, scoring 3 touchdowns in 3 possessions. The Cougars are going for it. And some open room on the right side. And it'll be a 1st down, Lakeshore. Wow. But a flag's on the play. Flag down on the play. Holding Lakeshore. And now it'll be 4th and 20. You want to press your luck even more? Is this what's coming back? And now the question is, what do you do if you're Lakeshore?
Situational football. 4th and 20.
It's 4th and 20. So we'll see if the Cougars go for it here. That was a daring play the last time, but now they're backed up literally at their own 40. 3:10 to go here in the first half. And they're going to go for it. Down the field! Incomplete! And the Raiders dodge a bullet.
Turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs, and the Raiders will have possession at the Lakeshore 40, and you have to wonder, oh, we got a flag thrown, it looks like.
3-minute warning.
3-minute warning, sorry, that's what it signified. 2:57 to go, first half. Raiders down by 2, but they got the ball in very good field position. They'll start on the Lakeshore 40. With 2:57 to go. Like I said, the Raiders are going to start this drive at the Lakeshore 40.
Obstructional conduct against the Raiders.
So it is obstructional conduct against Chateauguay, but the Raiders will be backed up now to, I believe, their own the 45. sorry, it was a 10-yard loss, so they're going to be at the 50 of Lakeshore. Let's see what Sears and company could do here in this possession. This is a big play for Chateauguay. Don't forget, they're going to get the ball to receive to start the second half. If they could put a touchdown up here and make it 21-14. Sears rolling out. Sears has a man open on the sideline, and they catch it, but it's going to be second down. Back at the original line of scrimmage.
Second down.
Second and 10. 2:40 to go here in the first half. See what Chateauguay can do here. Sears drops back, throws, and it's complete. Good work.
Third down.
And that was Josiah Azimar with the catch and the subsequent broken tackles. It's third down. As the crowd here in Chateauguay tries to get their team pumped. Two minutes, 12 seconds to go. And it's a loud, passionate crowd here in Chateauguay. Sears rolls out, Tata's cross. Cutting through, cross, breaks the tackle, Tata's cross, he could go all the way, touchdown, Raiders! Tata's cross on the ground, a 50-yard run, and the Raiders with a huge touchdown. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. What a run by Cross. That is just what the doctor ordered for Chateauguay after that big defensive stop. Turnover on downs results in a touchdown. And this stadium, which had been dead for the better part of this entire quarter, is now jumping. Tata's cross with a 50-yard run. And the kick is blocked.
And the kick is blocked.
But the Raiders do score a touchdown. It's 21-13. However, they're not able to tack on that extra point. Tata's cross, 50-yard run, and a touchdown, and it's a one-possession game.
But I'll go get it and put it on our website, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Here's the kickoff. Cougars pick it up. And there's a tackle made by number 23, Tyler Vouet.
Cougars, first and 10, raise it.
Well, the Cougars get the ball back here. I guess the quote-unquote problem, if there is such a thing with that 50-yard run, was that they still left a minute 47 on the clock. And now Chateaugay's defense, which looked very good on that last drive, will have to be tasked with trying to force another 3-and-out. Which is actually a 4th and out because it was a turnover on downs. The Cougars refused to punt even on 4th and 20 while they were at their own 40, which is where they're starting this drive from. Actually, the 38 if you want to be a little more specific. 21-13, Lakeshore leading. And the Raiders have scored more points against Lakeshore than they put up last week in the 28-7 loss at the LaSalle Warriors. And we got I believe, a false start. That's the call. 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15. So 1st and 15.
Procedure against the Cougars.
And the Raiders, who were pushed around for the better part of the second quarter, have just gotten a big-time jolt from Tata's cross with that 50-yard touchdown run on the ground. 1st and 15. Here's a snap. And it's a fake handoff. Quarterback's going to take it himself. Going up the sideline. What a run! And the QB for Lakeshore with the answer to Tata's cross.
Large first down for Cougars.
What a big time run on the ground by Tyler Pazin, the quarterback for this team, number 11. And we said before, he's been a problem for the Raiders all day because of his legs and his mobility. And wow, just like that, Lakeshore comes right back down the Chateauguay field.
Finally!
It only took an hour.
Now there's a throw in there. And it's incomplete, but the Cougars had a man wide open in that end zone. 21-13 Lakeshore. As Chateauguay dodges a bullet there, 2nd down. As once again the Cougars are in the red zone, and in the red zone today they are 3 for 3 with 3 touchdowns. This is going to be a huge stand defensively for the Raiders if they can get it. There's a snap. Handoff. And they're still short. It'll be 3rd down.
Third down.
Troisième essai, as they say, 3rd down. As we get into the final 80 seconds here at LeBears Park. Here we go. Can the Raiders pass another test? And the ball's fumbled. Picked back up. There's a throw. It's caught. And they force him out. And it'll be 4th down as Glenn Valentine, the quarterback, makes a throw.
2 yards to go.
4th and 2, but don't forget Valentine, who's the quarterback, is also the team's kicker. So we'll see what the strategy is right now for Lakeshore. Do you take the points? There's a snap. Valentine's going to take it up the gut, taking it himself, going up the middle, and he's got the 1st down.
Yards are gained, 1st down.
And it'll be 1st and goal. With 42.8 seconds to go. What a run up the middle by Glenn Valentine on 4th and 2. Forcing the Raiders to keep playing on defense. (21-13) Lakeshore. As we have an injury timeout. One of the Raiders are down. 21-13 Lakeshore. The Cougars are driving. Tata's cross with a big 50-yard touchdown run to trim the deficit to a 1-possession game. Injured Raider walking back on his own power. That's number 30, Xavier Doyon. First and goal, Lakeshore. Valentine catches the snap. Throwing it, going for the back of the end zone. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Lakeshore.
Pass is good. Touchdown, Cougars.
And it's 27-13 Cougars with 25.5 seconds remaining. 29.5, sorry, here in the first half. What the Raiders are going to have to, they're still going to have a little bit of time to get something off. Boy, that's got to be quite deflating after that big 50-yard run. And Valentine's kick splits the uprights.
And the kick is good.
And it's 28-13 Lakeshore. A big thank you very much going out to Tyler Cross, sponsor for today's game. His son Tata's doing his workload for the Raiders. And he and Curtivage, Metis Curtivage will be back.
Number 10, Glenn Valentine kicks it in between the uprights for the extra point.
Adam Verk with the Adam Verk with the touchdown catch, making it 28-13 Lakeshore. So Lakeshore will kick it off, a big touchdown for them. You see Durivage and Cross back to receive. There's the kick. Fielded by Cross. Cross splitting tackles. And Tatas won't go down. They actually have to blow the play dead because he just wouldn't go down. And now the Raiders will start the drive.
Raiders, first and 10, Benitez. 18 seconds to Logas, 21 seconds on the clock.
21 seconds on the clock. And the Raiders will start from their own 41. So we'll see if they can drive the length of the field. They have 65 yards, which they would need to gain in 21.3 seconds. Sears throws it to his right. There's a catch, and they are downed. Mathis Valad with the reception. And that takes the clock to 14.5 seconds remaining in the first half. This would probably be the final play of the first half. Don't forget the Raiders will get the ball back to start the second half as the clock reaches 0. So this will be the final play of this opening half. 28-13. Sears with the handoff, and that's going to do it. That is halftime. The score is Lakeshore 28, Chateauguay Raiders 13. We'll be right back. You're watching Baby Blue Memories. Off the snap, the Raiders fumble it, and Lakeshore recovers. Just as it seemed like the Raiders may be gaining some momentum moving forward, the Raiders fumble the snap, and Lakeshore has the ball deep in Chateauguay territory at the Raiders 30. Yikes. And now the Chateauguay defense, which did not look very good on that last possession of the first half, is going to have to come up with a big-time stop to maybe keep this momentum going. Said before, Lakeshore, a 2-possession lead, but a 3-possession lead at this point. Maybe very difficult to overcome. Valentine gets set. He's got to be salivating right now at the opportunity. Valentine airs it out. Incomplete. It'll be second down. Kalen Donnelly, the defensive back, with the coverage in the secondary. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Not a bad time, honestly, for Lakeshore to try and go for it. By the way, the intended receiver was number 20, Zoe Phillips. 2nd down and goal, or 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line. 33, it looks like. So we'll see if the Raiders can hold the fort. Valentine with the handoff, and they run it up the gut. And that'll be a good pickup. Probably about 5 or 6. Making it this a 3rd and 4.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 even. Passionate crowd here at LeBears Park. 28-13 Lakeshore. And the Raiders in possession of the ball. Or sorry, the Cougars in possession of the ball. Raiders defense trying to make a stand. There's the snap. Valentine handed it off. Inside carry. And there's some room to run. Valentine still on his feet. And he's got a first down, and he's inside the Raiders red zone. Well, it's actually an option, but Valentine takes it himself and gets a big run out of it, and another 3rd down conversion for the Cougars. They are 6 for 7 converting 3rd downs this evening. Of course, the only fault in their offensive assault thus far was that turnover on downs. So they went for it on 4th and 20. Now there's the hut. Valentine hands it off. Inside carry, some room up the gut, and that'll be a nice 5-yard pickup. 3-yard pickup. I guess the eye test isn't really passing it here. That'll make it 2nd and 7. But a short gain. We'll see if the Raiders are able to hold this off. This is a big play. It's a 2-possession game right now, and the Raiders, after that extra point attempt was blocked, they need a 2-point convert. This could make this basically a 3-score game plus the convert. And now we got a whistle. Probably a false start. There's a flag down. And it's offside against the Raiders. Oh boy, you really don't need to be helping out a juggernaut, which is 3-0 and has outscored their opponents by 102 points. 2nd and short. There's a handout by Valentine. They've got the first down. And it'll be 1st and goal, Lakeshore. At least from the looks of things. Yeah, it's a 1st down and goal. 3-yard gain. So that penalty comes back to bite the Raiders in the derriere, and Lakeshore gets a 1st down. An opportunity to try and deliver maybe an early dagger. Phillips and Perks are set wide, as is Raphael Dunn, number 9. There's the hut. Valentine rolling inside. Valentine in trouble, and he throws it away, but they're going to rule him down. It's a sack on Valentine, the first sack of the evening for the Raiders. Big play by the Raiders defensively. That'll make it 2nd down and goal. It is a 5-yard loss for Valentine and company. Big play by the Raiders. Valentine hands it off. They're going with that inside handoff that's been giving the Raiders fits all evening. And they get back past the original line of scrimmage, making it 3rd and goal. The big question I have is, if Lakeshore fails to get this here, if they fail to punch it in, what are they going to do? Are they going to go for the points? Or are they going to try and go for the touchdown? Fumble! 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 It'll be 4th down. And now that question can be answered. Will Lakeshore go for the points? Again, a field goal would make this a 3-possession game irregardless. But the second botched snap of the evening for Valentine. And now that question may be answered. 4th down, and they are going to go for it. But don't forget, Valentine's also the kicker, in addition to being the quarterback. Lakeshore going for it. Valentine rolls, throws, deep in the end zone. Touchdown, Lakeshore. It's hauled in by Raphael Dunn, number 9. And that could be one early dagger fired by the Cougars, 34-13. Sorry it was not done, but it was actually number 2 for Lakeshore on the reception. That is Justin Sebastien. And that has made it 34-13. Still plenty of time though, 18 minutes. Here's the kick. And that splits the uprights. It's 35-13. We're back at LeBears Park, 35-13. Lakeshore Cougars on top of the Chateauguay Raiders. Raiders 1-1, and the Cougars 2-0. And the Raiders fumbled the ball on the first offensive snap of the second half, which resulted in a recovery and now a touchdown for Lakeshore. And now we got a whistle. And they're going to come back. Okay, so 35-13, Lakeshore will re-kick. Chateauguay Raiders down by 22 points. Here on their home field against a very tough 3-0 Lakeshore team. He said the Cougars have outscored their first 3 opponents by a combined 102 points. And the Raiders certainly needed to play not quite perfect, but close to perfect as possible, and that turnover could be huge. It's fielded by Chateauguay. No room to run. We got some pushing and shoving taking place, but nothing will come out of it. Cooler heads will prevail. 5:53 to go. The Raiders in possession now. What has to happen here, I think, is they need to score a touchdown before this quarter's over. If they could get a touchdown, make it 35-20, 35-21, then there's a little bit of confidence moving forward in the fourth quarter. But if they're not able to do so, I mean, this is a must-score possession for Chateauguay. So we'll see if the Raiders can overcome the botched snap, which happened on the last possession. Sears, right behind his center. Sears rolls to his right, throws incomplete. And the intended target was Kalen Donnelly, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Yeah, there you see, like, the front 7 of Lakeshore winning the battle right there with the Raiders' offensive line, forcing Sears to get rid of the ball probably before he wanted to. And you know the Raiders' defense is going over some things there on the sideline, getting ready for their next opportunity to try and stop the Cougars. Sebastian, who just scored the touchdown, is also in the secondary, playing as the corner. Here we go. 2nd and 10 Raiders. Here's the snaps. It's a handoff, cross, behind the line of scrimmage, and he will go down, absolutely nowhere to run. And that will be a loss of 5 yards,
Third down.
making it 3rd and 15. 3rd and long. Well, this is where the Raiders are going to have to get a big play. They got a big play at the end of that first half, but they need another big play here to get 15 and keep this possession going. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Cougars by 22, 35-13. There's a handoff and the ball's fumbled and a huge hit. Oh man. Sears took a shot and a half. What a hit thrown by Tyler Cannell, number 53. And Sears is down. So here we go. Sears got back up after that hit. And the punt is blocked! And the Cougars will have the ball in a 1st and goal situation in the Chateauguay 8-yard line. And if they score here, that would be your proverbial nail in the coffin. 35-13 Lakeshore.
Cougars ball.
So we'll see what Valentine and company could do on this possession. They have scored on 5 of their previous 6. All of which, of course, were by the touchdown variety. And we'll see what Lakeshore brings to the table here. This is a team that beat Greenfield Park by 50 points in their last meeting. Packers 0-3. Just looking at the schedule, the Raiders, of course, winning their very first game of the season, 24-0 against Greenfield Park. It's been a rough couple of games for the for the Packers, needless to say. But the Raiders, their next game, Friday, September 18th, which is tonight. Their next game, Sunday, September 27th. They'll be home against St. Lazare. That will be a 3 p.m. start here at Parc L'Auberge. And hopefully a better outcome than this 35-13. They are behind, and the Cougars are driving inside the Raiders' red zone. Actually, a 1st and goal situation for Glenn Valentine, who hands it off. And they score one play. And it is now 41-13 Lakeshore. And the Cougars offense just continues to roll. Lakeshore beat North Shore 22-0 in a 47-6 win against LaSalle. And their other game, which I'm trying to find, a 22-0 win 47-6 they won, and 40-0 they shut out the Spartans.
The kick is no good.
And the kick is missed. That's probably the first thing Valentine's done wrong all evening. 41-13, and we are getting into the final 20 seconds of play in this third quarter. A third quarter where things have gone quite south for Chateauguay. And I believe that will take us to the end of this third quarter. Lakeshore by 4 possessions. We'll be right back with Baby Blue Memories. So they'll run one final play here in the third quarter. It'll be a kickoff. Back to receive our Hayden Craig. He's back to receive for the Raiders, as is number 19, who's Mathis Duvirage. And here's the kick. Raiders receive it. Picked up by Craig. Craig changes options, going to the opposite side now. And he is taken down at the 30, and that'll do it for the third quarter. 41-13 Lakeshore. We're back here at the fourth quarter. 1 minute elapsed. This will be the first play run by the Raiders, starting at their own 30, now attacking right to left. Of course, Lakeshore will be running from left to right. There's the handoff. Some room to run. And look at him, still on his feet. Tata's cross. Makes the chains move with a 15-yard run. And he has been probably the best Raider this evening, at least offensively, with that 50-yard run and also a big kick return on what was the first possession of the evening for Chateauguay. Other than that, though, and a great, very good opening drive, it's been a struggle for the Raiders offensively. And the defense has gotten overpowered by a very well-balanced attack. There's a handoff inside, minimal gain, which will make it second down. 9 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in quarter number 4. Don't forget, this Bantam Raiders squad will be at home on the 27th when they host the St. Lazare Stallions. That game will start at 3 o'clock here at LeBears Park. Nine minutes, 20 seconds to go. Friday Night Lights. Everyone who's sitting in the bleachers actually required to wear masks. I know things aren't quite normal, but it is good to see competition here in this league taking place as Sears rolls out. Sears still on his feet. Sorry, it's Cross. I would love to, I'm not keeping track of broken tackles, but I would love to see how many he's broken this evening.
Third down.
And it'll be third down for the Raiders. There's not a whole lot of room out there to run. This Lakeshore team is big, they're fast, and they're sure as hell confident. Up by a score of 41-13 here at LeBears Park. We got 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Running time. It's been a tough one for Chateauguay this evening. They were down 21-13 after that 50-yard touchdown run by Cross, and since then 20 unanswered by the Cougars. Now we've got a whistle, and somebody jumps the line. And it's a false start on the Raiders, which will make it 3rd down and long.
Offside, Raiders.
So 3rd and about 15, I'd say, for Chateauguay. So a large hill to climb, just got even steeper. And now there's a handoff. Absolutely nowhere to go. Dropped in the backfield for a loss, and it'll be 4th down.
Cougars take the ball.
And the Cougars take the possession. And with 7 minutes to go, Lakeshore pretty much has this one won, I would say. Well, the Raiders, they'll be back to business next Sunday when they play host to St. Lazare. Coverage starting at 3, or that game will start at 3 o'clock. As we get into the final 6.5 minutes here at LeBears Park. As Valentine goes back to work. There's a handoff, open field, and touchdown. Nope, they're short. I thought they got through, but that shows you how much I know. They do move the chains, however, and make this a 1st and goal situation.
That is not that far.
So the Cougars have taken a big lead and now in position to try and tack some more points up on the board. And they've been doing it by attacking the right side of the Raiders defense. Like throughout, it's been that right side. As Lakeshore has actually put a new quarterback in, so Valentine is out. They go up the middle, touchdown, Lakeshore. And that'll make it 47-13.
Touchdown, Cougars.
Yusuf Salakhatudinov is in, making it 47-13. That is Nicola D'Angelo getting into the end zone for the touchdown. 47-13 Cougars with 4 minutes 25 seconds to go. There's the kick, splits the uprights.
And the kick is good.
48-13. Not one of my finer moments.
Touchdown for the Cougars. Number 13, Nicola D'Angelo. Number 42, Jeremy Maxie DeRoy. Kicks it in for you. The extra point.
We welcome you back here. 47-13, or 48-13, sorry, in favor of Lakeshore leading the Chateauguay Raiders. Raiders getting set to receive the kick. We're down to the final 3.5 minutes of this one. The Raiders were ready. They were ready. They came out flying to start the game, but unfortunately Lakeshore has just overpowered them, scoring the last 26 points. And they've outscored them 19-0 here in the third quarter, in the second half. Raiders are ready, though. They really were. That is the 3-minute warning. And they're going to play running time here with the score 34-point differential. Ball takes a couple of hops. Picked up by Craig. Hayden Craig. Nowhere to go. And he's taken down. And that makes it 47-13. There's 2:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Now these fans are ready, and so is this team. Like Chateauguay came out guns a-blazing. They were definitely ready for this one, but unfortunately, it looks like they're going to come up short, and they will fall to 1-2 on the season, while Lakeshore will move to 4 wins and 0 losses.
Timeout called by the Raiders.
And the Raiders take a timeout, so will we. Don't forget, join us for our next broadcast. Adam baseball playoffs taking place in the Chateauguay House League. It looks like it'll be the number 4 seeded Burgundy team taking on the number 1 seed Yellowhawks. We should have coverage of that semifinal. One minute 45 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, and the Chateauguay Raiders will start the drive off in their own inside their own 20 at the 19, or sorry, at the 9. There's some room up the sideline, and the tackle is made as Cross is tackled, and that'll make it second down. Raiders, of course, won their first game of the season 22-0 over Greenfield Park. And we are now in the final minute, and there is an injury on the field. So because it's running time, the final 50 seconds look like they're going to run out. And the next play of this game may end up being the final play. It's the second time we've ever filmed a football game. Of course, last year filming the Mosquito Raiders. A 28-9 win over the LaSalle Warriors last season, which is up on our YouTube page as well. And if you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. Every single like and subscription gets us that much closer to our 1,000 subscriber goal, which we are about halfway to achieving. Final 12 seconds will tick off the clock on this one. The Lakeshore Cougars are going to get to 4-0 on the season in the Quebec Bantam Football League, and the Chateauguay Raiders will fall to 1-2 as Lakeshore goes on a 26-0 run at the end of the game, outscoring Chateauguay 19-0 in the second half. And the Cougars take this one by a final score of 47-13. Raiders fall to 1-2. The Cougars improve to 4-0. I'm Brandon Bordeaux for Baby Blue Memories. Thank you very much for joining us here on this Friday evening underneath the lights at LeBears Park at Chateauguay. On a Giwahi.